So good morning, Jenny and Shalmith. It's a great pleasure and honor for us at Epic Lorraine Life Events to be hosting you this morning as we celebrate International Women's Day. International Women's Day is a global day marked to celebrate cultural, historical, and political achievements by women. And it's very special for me to be speaking to both of you because this year's theme is really you two sit right perfectly into it because the theme is on women in the climate change, in the green space. So I felt we had scored big time to be interviewing Jenny Fletcher and Shalmith Theory. But as Epic Lorraine Life Events, one of the things we also wanted to do is to be able to celebrate mentors and mentees. And so when I spoke to Jenny and I said, would love to have a mentee and yourself sit through this interview so that then we can show that women indeed fix each other's crowns because we've been often accused of not doing that. And it's been such an amazing journey for us this week, just speaking to mentors and mentees. Shalmith, introduce Jenny to us. Who is Jenny? Why is she your mentor? And why does she speak so highly of you? Out of all the mentees she could have picked, she picked you. So we are curious to know.
Oh, wow. I don't know that I can do justice, but I'll try.
And you have very few minutes to do that.
Okay, great. Yeah, so of course, I was in the green space, just coming to the green space, I think 1 year before or two. And so Jenny has long experience in the sector, of course, as a woman who was leading a company that was doing great things. She was very ideal. So I got to meet her. I think I knew of her, but I got to meet her to be introduced to her through an executive coach I was working with because I was going through a sort of a change and I was working through a growth phase in my career and in my personal life. And yeah, so after I talked to my coach, she happened to be a common contact person between the two of us, and she did introduce us together. And yeah, so Jenny is a mother. She's doing it all. Yeah, maybe let me just add that too.
Fabulous. Jenny, your mentee Shalmith. Why Shalmith? Introduce Shalmith to the world.
So Shalmith was introduced to me by a great friend and another amazing woman, Tessa Giambo. And she came with these sparkling references from Tess, who was just like, this lady has so much and so far to go. And would I be interested in being a mentor for her? And she just gave me a bit of the background, a bit of what she had achieved. And for me, it was a very simple yes. And then we met, and my goodness, Shalmith really just put everything into just reaching for the stars. And she's getting there. I'm so excited, Miss Deputy Director.
Thank you. I'm trying.
Fantastic. And it's interesting that you talk about Tess, who I know from another life, who I've interacted with. I did Landmark Forum a long time ago, back in the year 2001. And so she's one of those amazing women who truly fixes other women's crowns quite honestly. She's a big woman. Jenny Fletcher, co-founder, CEO of a clean energy company. You're literally in a space where it's predominantly have been a men's field. For you, how have you paved way for many other women, and what have you done in that space? And I know, just Googling about you and looking through your company, man, you have so many women working under you. And I looked at this woman and I thought, oh my God, there has to be many stories told about
Sorry,
Jenny.
My internet just froze.
Oh, we can hear you.
You can hear me. Oh, very
yes,
good.
We can hear you. Yes.
So,
yes.
I think with the company, yes, it's not common for a woman to be a co-founder or a CEO of a construction company, whether in the green space or not. So it wasn't something I sort of consciously did, but I'm thrilled to be here. And we make a massive effort to hire women into our company. Half our engineers are women, which, is just brilliant. And so the women are really fighting for their space in our company and doing amazing things. And I think having that diversity in the organization just makes us stronger, really does. And then, I was a founder and still on the board of Women Corporate Directors Association Kenya, which is more focused at the board level. It has an associate category as well. And it's about lifting women up. Have I frozen again? Hello?
No, we can hear you. We can hear you. I can
Hello?
hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. We can hear you very well, Jenny.
Oh, goodness, my screen froze. So just, working with women both at the director level and giving opportunity, as you move up the ladder, you also get more isolated. So having a space where you can meet other women who have similar challenges is also really important. So there's there's the lifting up of those that are really, fighting for the stars. And then those who are at the director level who are often quite isolated. So that it's a huge thing for me to be able to make a bit of a difference in this space.
Mm. And just coming right from that, Jenny, to you, Shalmith, even as I was reading about you and researching about you for this interview, I came across something that for me it stood out, and it spoke of what a mentor like Jenny has done for somebody like you and maybe other mentors that you've had, is because now you're very vocal about mentoring others. And I loved your LinkedIn post. I think it's a year ago, or just the other day, where you're speaking of yourself as a mentor and empowering women to grow in the clean energy sector. Speak to us about the fact that you've stood on amazing and mighty shoulders like Jenny Fletcher's. How are you then paying it forward for the women in clean energy, or women in general that are behind you?
Well, thank you. Well, Jenny and Tess, that was a great experience, and that growth journey that started then has continued. And also with my growth, as you grow, you also realize that there's more that you can do for women and for the world, because you support a woman in clean energy. It's going to impact her work, which means she's making the world better. And so the opportunity came up to be a mentor for the clean energy clean cooking sector, Clean Cooking Alliance. Sorry, that's what it's called. I think it was a program together with Sustainable Energy for All. And so there was an opportunity, especially given my experience and background in finance in the energy sector and previously in the banking sector. So that was really instrumental in mentoring a woman from one of the countries who was looking for a mentor like me. And so, even in being a mentor, you also get to grow, get to learn about other countries and other sectors and what other people deal with. I think, as human beings, we never stop learning, and every encounter I think you always pick something from every encounter. So and the other thing I do is I also support women who are in business in the clean energy sector, especially with fundraising, which has been confirmed. All statistics show that businesses that are led by women have a challenge raising money in the energy sector and outside the energy sector. So then what I bring to the table is, given my background in raising finance, either as helping companies raise money through my former job or through sitting on an investment committee, that gives me a good overview of what everyone looks at, especially from a financing perspective. And so I bring in these skills to women entrepreneurs in the clean energy sector through serving on advisory boards and on boards.
Excellent. Jenny, one of the things that have come up when I'm doing these interviews the entire of this week was that most mentor-mentee relationships honestly never began that way. In fact, back in the day, you never even identified it as a mentor-mentee relationship. I bet you were busy just doing your work at the best of your ability. And Shalmith must have picked something that then, she realized, or Tess, for her to be able to say, you really must be under the shoulders of Jenny. And the other thing that has come out very strongly is the fact that mentors have said mentees do the work in terms of guiding the process of mentorship. How would you say has been the journey with you and Shalmith to the point where now you're sitting here saying, congratulations, Madam Assistant Director. There's so much pride in your face, even as you say it, from where you say it.
It really does take two, and the mentee does the work. Shalmith wanted to make a difference. She wanted to grow. And so I think it was really rewarding for both of us, because the discussions we had and the forward thinking that we were able to work together, a lot of that was driven by Shalmith, because she sort of had a vision of where she wanted to be, but couldn't see the steps to get there. And she did a lot of work on that. She went out and got interviews. She put herself out there in a big way, very brave, very gutsy. And so my job was easy, really. It was, when you're working with someone who really wants to make that difference, not just to themselves, but also to others, and willing to do the work to do that, then you get a really positive mentor-mentee relationship. It does take the mentee doing the work and wanting it. Absolutely.
Excellent. And Shalmith, like I said at the beginning, it's special speaking to both of you, especially because the theme for this year is specifically targeted towards gender equality today for a sustainable tomorrow. And it's a call for climate action for women by women. As a mentee, as a mentor, again, where are we in terms of gender equality in the space of climate action for women by women?
Well, we're still very far, but as Jenny has said, like, women are really fighting this space. We have women in clean energy where you see men engineers, women. We have women mentoring other women, encouraging young ladies to go into STEM careers. So I think there's a lot of movement that's happening as far as bringing more women within within the clean energy space. Of course, equality is not just about bringing women into the clean energy sector. It's also about the space that they occupy. So the sort of the roles that they are having within that space, and are they getting fair pay? Are they getting, are they having the same rights and opportunities as the male colleagues? So there's still a lot that's to be done, but I would say that I think there has been a bit of progress. As you said, traditionally, this has been a sector that has been male dominated, but so we still have a bit of work to do. But I think for us who are, whatever opportunity we get, then it's our chance to sort of push forward that, gender equality, supporting other women and holding them up to grow to their potential, because that's really the goal. The equality is about people not being restrained by who they are, and restrained by other people, that you are allowed to grow to your potential. There's space for you to grow. So we're still working on that. Yeah.
Oops, I see we have lost Jenny.
Yeah.
Oh, there she is. She's back. She's back. There you are, Jenny. We thought we had lost you there for a minute. You're there? Yes, fantastic. Jenny, on the same question, and I have repeated this to all the interviews that I've done, because I was interviewing a software engineer earlier this week. And one of the things I brought to their attention, again, also because they're engineers in the internet space or in the digital space. And again, another space that has predominantly been male driven. And she said, listen, one of the things I don't accept is the fact that I'm a woman, then a software engineer. I am a software engineer, then I'm a woman. So for you, as you sit there, co-founder and CEO of a construction company, what do you encourage women to do? Because I think sometimes we have pushed the agenda of equality to a point where we are either losing it in the sense that we want to be, because I'm a woman, then I deserve, as opposed to then using my voice to say, I am the CEO here because I am here on merit, and then I'm a woman. Yeah. What would you like to say about that, Jenny?
I'm 100% a CEO and a human being. Male, female, it doesn't matter. You know, we as human beings, male or female, you know, if you want to make a difference, if you want to stand out, it doesn't matter. I'm 100% with that comment that I'm a CEO first. And my company is super important. I mean, there's a couple of pictures here behind it. You know, every day we're making a difference. We're reducing CO2 going into the atmosphere. That has nothing to do with me being a woman. That has to do with striving just to make a difference. And then I have the choice now to hire more women and lift up more women. So it's a choice. But at the end of the day, I'm a CEO making a difference. And that's everything. Yeah.
Fantastic. I do absolutely love that answer. And so because we're speaking about break the bias, Shalmith, what then are you doing, having stood on shoulders like Jenny and others, to break the bias in whatever level and in whatever capacity as a woman in clean energy space?
I mean, one of the ways is to speak up, make sure that whatever role you are in, that you speak up, that you bring your all to it, and fighting for that space. And also going for really challenging opportunities, like not shying away. Yes, because, I mean, in terms of gender equality and all that, as you also have to sort of encourage yourself and sort of, you really talk to yourself really in terms of believing in yourself, because we know that one of the challenges is imposter syndrome, which I think many women suffer from. So you have to go for what you want and you have to go for what you want and believe in yourself. And I think one of the other things is continuing to build yourself and to grow yourself, because it has to start internal. You can't fight for this space and you can't help others if internally you're still, you don't believe in yourself, if you don't have confidence in yourself. So having that continuous self-development, I think, is really important, and I think for me, from the minute that I started working with Tess and Jenny, I think that's something that one of the other things that came to my mind was that, I need to continue to develop myself. So having the vision and knowing that I am working on this and going to people who are more experienced and who can help you to work on that. I think asking for help and going for big things, I think you need to stretch yourself. Growth can only come through stretching yourself. I think that's
what it is.
Yes.
I put my hand up, right? You asked me a question. I am now attention. Ladies, put your hand up. Always, whether you think you can do it or not, jump, put the hand up.
Fantastic. And I bet that's what your break the bias for us would be then, as our mentor, as the one leading us, Jenny. You would then encourage women to break the bias by raising your hands up no matter what, right?
Absolutely. I mean, coming from what Shalmith was saying, it's, we just have to step into the opportunities without questioning ourselves. You see the opportunity, and us as women, we often go, then we step back. We see it, we step back and we go, can I do it? Do I have the skills? Will I be able to? And we sometimes then talk ourselves out of it. So it's don't let yourself talk yourself out of it. See the opportunity, put the hand up, take the step forward.
Fantastic. I love it. I love it. So ladies, Shalmith, yes?
Yeah, maybe one thing I can add is that the other thing is really asking for it, not just putting your hand up, but asking for it. And there's this amazing book I read written by two women. It's called Ask for It. And it's really, and it has a lot of statistics in terms of how disparities from a moment to get into the job and how you price yourself really affects your income, your pension savings and all that, because women don't ask for it. So one thing I tell myself is, because I'm a mother to a daughter, is like, I have to teach her how to value herself, negotiate for herself and ask for it and not just showing up. Yeah.
Love it. Love it. So Jenny, what do you know for sure?
What do I know for sure? That I'm alive, that there's opportunities out there, that I want to make a difference. Those are the things I know for sure. How I'm going to do them, I don't know yet, but every day is a new adventure.
Fantastic. Shalmith, what do you know for sure?
Well, I know that I'm going to do great things. I think that's what I know. I have huge dreams about what I want to do in this world and how I want to impact people in the environment and women and youth. So watch this space.
Awesome. Love it. So ladies, this is a sign by the UN Women on Break the Bias. I will request that we do the sign as I read the statement that they have released together. Fantastic. So break the bias means a world free of bias, stereotype, and discrimination. A world that is diverse, equitable, and inclusive. A world where difference is valued and celebrated. Together, we can forge women's equality. Collectively, we can all together break the bias. Fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.